welcome to Mindful Movement Day 3. We're going to do some hip stability foundations today. You just need something you can lay down on, and we're going to do some strength work. So grab your mat and let's build some stability for your hypermobility. Okay, so we're going to start on your side. You can use a pillow. I'm just going to support my hand with my neck so you can kind of hear with the microphone. We're going to roll your hips way forward. So a lot of you are going to do better against a wall or the back of the couch. So we're going to scoot pretty close. This bottom knee can be bent forward, like 45 degrees. It doesn't need to be really high. This top heel is actually going to touch the ground, and then you're going to not let your bottom touch the ground. So you're going to like roll your hips forward, and then this top heel comes against the wall. And then you're going to roll your whole leg in. So I'm not just rolling my ankle in, I'm rolling my whole leg. All right. We're going to take a nice deep breath in down through the pelvic floor. As we blow out, we're going to slowly keep this heel against the wall, coming up. So it is all right here. You will know if you're doing it right by where you're feeling it. Some of you are going to have your leg way too far forward, or you're going to kick your leg way too high, and that's not getting the muscles we want to get. So focus here, the side of the hip. Hips roll forward. It might help to have your hand on your hip here. This leg is back. So even the leg is going to feel like it's behind your body, even though it's barely behind my body. And just keep the movement small if you're not sure how high to go. Sometimes what I do is, instead of making sure to make sure I'm not side bending here, I'll take my hand on my hip, push it down, and then go. So I don't actually have as much range of motion as it might seem. And I am getting a really good burn here. I want to go for 2 more, but if you're done, take a break. All right. Again, you'll know if you're doing it right by where you feel it. All right. While we're resting, I'm going to add a little nerve glide in here. So we're going to bring your knees bent. This top leg, you're going to point and flex. Point and flex. And we're not really over pointing or over flexing at this end range of motion. Should be really super gentle. 8. So we're going to do 10, 9, 10. We're going to stop here. All right. Knees stay together. Bottom ankle stays down. Top comes up. So what you're actually doing is rolling like your whole hip in. Where people will go wrong here is if your knees are really hypermobile, some people are just going to be stressing their knee, and you should not feel any pain on the inside of your knee. So roll your hips forward. Think about this whole upper thigh bone rotating in, and the lower leg is following. We're not leading with the ankle. It's just following. Oh, got like a little cramp in here. This one's going to be for internal rotation strength. You might feel this one more in the front or in your inner thigh. All right, let's see. And always breathe. So breathe in. As you blow out, we do the work. My bottom knee is, this one is pushing into the table to help stabilize my hips. We're going to do 3 more. 8, 9, 10. Take a break. All right, 1 more burn. If you need to take a break, take a break. Pause the video, shake it out. I'm just going to have to keep going for time's sake. Straighten this leg. Roll those hips forward. Don't lose this pelvis position. This is going to be a more advanced version. So if this position, if you feel like you can't hold your pelvis, then you're just going to go back and do one more set of these. Okay. So, but what I'm going to do is keep the hips forward. It might help to have the back of your hip against the wall just to kind of stabilize. We're going to start here. You're going to come up. You're going to stay parallel to the ground. You're going to bend your knee. My bottom knee is pushing into the ground to stabilize my hips. Let's see. Here we go. Ankles flexed a little. I'm not falling and I'm not way up here. We're going to be here, parallel to the ground, and all the way back to the wall. And then you can come down. Okay, here we go. And push that bottom knee into the ground to stabilize and down. Breathe, blow out. Bottom knee into the ground. I'm burning good all through here. Okay. So just because I do a certain number of reps, some of you need to stop at 1 or 2 reps. You don't get bonus points for doing more. You actually get bonus points for listening to your body and doing less. But I try to give a middle ground since we're going to have people of all levels in these doing these challenges. Okay, one more. My leg is like super burning. Okay. So with that one too, you'll know you're doing it right if you're feeling it in this area. I feel a little down here all the way. All right, we're going to do one more set of those nerve glides. So we're just going to bend. I'm going to actually bring my knees up a little bit higher. Top leg is bend in here. So we're just kind of getting like a little hamstring stretch. Point your toe, flex your foot. Point your toe, flex your foot. I don't believe in matching socks, as you will learn in this series. If you start getting cramps in your hips, you may need to stretch it out, do some less reps. It's about finding that sweet spot for your body where we're getting load and not too much load. Magnesium is another thing that I like to take for cramps. There's different types of magnesium. You want the one for muscle spasms and cramps, not the one for digestion. Although there's times you need that as well. All right, one more point here. Let's flip over to our tum-tum. Okay. We are going to, you can come all the way down on your hands. I'm going to stay up on my forearms to make sure the microphone picks you up. You're going to tuck your pelvis under here. Okay. So arch your back, kind of bring your butt up, and then bring your butt down, and then curl under like you are sort of doing a plank. That's going to be the start. You're going to bend one heel back and forward. So I guarantee most people are going to be flapping and it's going to be super easy. And most people, the point becomes right here, this low back. We want to tuck that under and then curl. And I don't have as much range that way. I feel a little bit in my hamstrings and a little tightness in the front of my hip flexors. We're going to add the breath work with it. So breathe in, keep that pelvis tucked under, blow out. So we're really focusing on hamstrings, stable pelvis. It takes some time to learn kind of where your pelvis is, and that's okay. It matters that you're being slow, intentional, you're breathing with it, all the things. 8. Okay, let's go to the other side. So relax, tug your pelvis under. So it's sort of where like the front of my pelvis, like my underwear line, is touching the table as a kind of a cue. All right, other side. Breathe in, blow out. If it feels easy, we're probably not being intentional enough with the movement, and some of you may just be super strong. But strength isn't the same as stability. So we're focusing on the back of the leg. And one more. Well, we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to flip all the way around. I'm facing towards you. And we're going to do the hip circuit on the other side. All right, so we got our hips rolled forward, knees bent 45 degrees, top heel is back towards the wall or couch behind you. Deep breath in. As we blow out, raise. You can put your hand on your hip and kind of push that hip down so that it doesn't turn into a side bending. We're trying to lift off of a stable surface. And 5. That bottom knee is pushing into the ground to stabilize. 6, 7, one more. 8. All right, bend your knees. Top leg comes forward. Point, flex, and bend. Point and extend, flex, bend. These we go a little bit faster because we're just kind of gliding that nerve. If you don't feel much, it's okay to kind of hang that leg a little, or bring your leg farther forward. Okay. And breathe in as you blow out. Lift this, internally rotate this thigh. Bottom knee presses into the ground to stabilize. Come back down, rotating the thigh. The lower leg is following. We are not keeping the thigh still and just raising here and stressing our knee. We are rotating here. Feeling it kind of glute region, maybe even into the front or inner thigh. I'm feeling it here, I think, because I'm just really tired from that other one. In between each rep, we're relaxing and letting go of tension. So when we breathe in, we just let everything go. Blow out, add tension, take the tension away, add tension, take the tension away. My booty's on fire. It's not even my booty. I don't know. It's right here. All right, little break. Bring your leg up even higher. You're going to point, flex and bend, point. We're going to do 10 to 15 of these. So I'm kind of going for a little bit of a hamstring stretch, but it's actually a nerve glide. You can also come out here if you like more of a stretch sensation and move your ankle up and down. I'm going to keep mine like sliding, so toe and then bend. Flex, bend. Actually, let's bring that bottom knee up. Bend, flex, bend. And the grand finale, you can either go back, so 45 degrees, you can go back to one more set of this one, or you can stay parallel to the ground. You're going to start here, come up, keep the upper body still, flex, try to stay parallel to the floor, come up and back down. All right, we got 7 more of those. Or some of you have 1 more or 2 more. No cramps. These are difficult exercises. We're always listening to our bodies. The video will be here when you want to come back and work on increasing reps. But for right now, we're not going to do that many. I haven't done this one in a long time. And my hips are telling me once you get to where you can't breathe with it too, it's probably time to take a break. So this is 5 for me. I'm going to take a break. You can do up to 3 more if you are feeling up to it, but I feel that I'm starting to lose my form and I'm holding my breath. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a break. And I'm going to slowly sit up. We're going to get in a tall kneeling position. So that's going to be here. You're going to bring your hips forward. So we're making a straight line. You're going to pretend that your pelvis is a bowl. We're going to tilt water out the back of the bowl by tucking our tailbone under. And I can do that by squeezing my glute on this side. And we're just going to take some deep breaths in this position. If you can't tolerate weight on your knee, then we can do it literally standing. And I will show that version in just a second. And then we're going to go to the other side. I don't know, about 30 seconds on each side. Push the hip forward. I feel a nice big pull in the front of my quad. A couple of deep breaths. Okay, the modification for that, where you actually start up high, then tuck your hip under, and then you can come down a little bit and you'll feel a pull here. Hold on to something for this because we're also not trying to like do lunges right now. We're trying to treat it as a stretch. So kind of tuck under, down a little bit. That pelvic tuck is what really matters. So pelvis, we can tuck this way or we can tuck under. Under gives us a stretch here, more of a stretch coming down. Woo! And back up. All right, you did day 3. If your glutes are feeling really tired after that, it's okay to do a little bit of like a figure 4 stretch. So we're just going to cross here. I'm just going to bring the knee across the body a little, doing the supported, not really going to end range here. If you want, you can pull your other leg up. But again, I'm not going for end range. We're going to go the other direction just for a couple deep breaths. And then here, stretching has its time and place. We just always want to make sure we're doing something active as well. But you just did active stuff. So if your hips are sore after this, a couple of gentle stretches are fine. Or you can take like a tennis ball and kind of rub it in the glute area or in your hip flexor area. But for now, that's all we have for today. And I will see you tomorrow.